Power word. Create any reality you want and achieve financial success. Listen, because in the next minutes, I will give you one power word that changes your mental pattern. And when your pattern changes, your choices change and your money follows. This is not magic, it is direction, faith with responsibility. It is what Napoleon Hill called auto-suggestion applied with persistence. Your financial life does not respond to what you want once in a while. It responds to what you accept as true every day. And today's power word is simple, but it demands courage. The word is, I decide. Many people say, I want. Many people say, one day. Many people say, when I can. But prosperity begins when you say, I decide. And you turn that decision into a commitment with real actions. When you say, I decide, you take your future out of chance. You stop depending on mood, fear, and other people's opinions. You take leadership, and leadership attracts opportunities, clarity, and discipline. Here is the core. I decide creates reality because it organizes your mind around one direction. The human mind hates uncertainty. When you live in doubt, you look for fast relief, and fast relief becomes impulsive spending, distraction, procrastination, and small choices that charge invisible interest. When you decide, you trade relief for construction, and construction is the path to financial success. Napoleon Hill taught that a dominant thought, joined with emotion, repeated consistently, becomes a habit. So I want you to use this word as a command and as a filter. A command in your mouth, a filter in your day. Command because you will say, I decide to prosper with wisdom. Say it with presence, not as a pretty line. Filter because you will ask, does what I am about to do match the financial life I decided to create? If the answer is no, cut it. If the answer is yes, execute. Now add the biblical stability. Scripture does not sell illusions. It calls you to faithfulness. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, do it from the heart. That is presence. That is excellence. That is the opposite of living halfway. And Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust the Lord with all your heart, and he will make your paths straight. Trust is not passivity. Trust is resting in what you cannot control, while you do with discipline what must be done. Now let us make it practical, because financial success must become routine. Choose a financial reality you want to build, not a fantasy, a concrete direction. Increase income, build a business, pay off a specific debt, create savings, invest, organize your life, live with peace around money. Choose a direction that fits your season. Tonight, say the power word before sleep, I decide. Then complete it with one clear sentence. I decide to be the kind of person who finishes. I decide to earn with honesty and excellence. I decide to control my impulses. I decide to grow with discipline. Choose one and keep it for days. The power is not in changing sentences every night. The power is in repetition until it becomes identity. Here is the secret most people skip. The word needs proof. Without proof, your brain treats it like performance. With proof, your brain treats it like truth. So every morning, choose one small action that proves your financial decision. One action, something you can do even on hard days. It can be a quick expense review, sending one offer, learning one skill that increases your income, posting one piece of content, improving one ad, moving money to savings, saying no to one impulse purchase, solving one pending task. What matters is faithfulness. Faithfulness builds trust, and trust opens doors. Your brain searches for coherence. If you say, I decide to prosper, but your routine says, I delay, your brain follows routine. It believes what you do, not what you say. But if you say, I decide, and then execute one coherent action, you create coherence. Coherence creates focus. Focus creates competence. Competence creates value. Value becomes money. Add another layer: gratitude. Gratitude is not only spiritual, it is strategic. A grateful mind does not need to buy relief. A grateful mind can wait, can build, can invest long term. At night, close the day with one recorded win, a small win, avoiding one wasteful spend, working with focus, saying no to distraction, recognize it and thank God. This trains your mind to look for progress instead of excuses. Now let me show you how this word changes your finances in real life. When you say, I decide, you begin managing 3 areas that shape prosperity: time, energy, and money. Time. You decide to stop selling your morning to distraction. Morning is where future income is built. You do not have to wake up perfect. You have to wake up present. Choose one priority and start. Energy. You decide to care for your body because exhaustion creates bad decisions. Exhaustion makes you buy comfort. Exhaustion makes you quit halfway. So I decide also means I sleep better, I eat with awareness, I move my body. Clarity and courage increase. Money. You decide to treat money with respect, not fear. Respect is looking, recording, planning. Respect is spending with intention. Respect is building savings so you do not live in panic. Respect is investing in growth, not ego. Here is a rule: money follows value. If you want more money, increase the value you deliver. Value grows through competence, character, and consistency. Competence is learning what pays you, selling, communicating, negotiating, solving problems. Improving 1% each day. Character is keeping your word, being on time, responding with respect, delivering quality even when nobody is watching. Scripture calls this faithfulness. Consistency is doing it even when there is no applause, posting when nobody sees, studying when you are tired, adjusting when you fail. Consistency makes you a reference. Reference becomes opportunity. Opportunity becomes money. When temptation hits, ask, does this move me toward the financial success I decided, or does it pull me away? If it pulls you away, do not argue. Replace it with a smaller aligned action. Rest with intention. Enjoy without sabotage. Spend with a plan. If you are in debt, I decide becomes a restart. No condemnation, organization, an agreement with yourself. I will live below what I earn for a season to buy freedom later. Freedom is the real luxury. If you are starting from zero, I decide gives direction. Choose one income path and stay with it long enough for it to respond. Most people quit too early. Now let me give you a short prayer to place over this command. Lord, give me discernment to choose what moves me forward. Give me courage to execute what I already know. Give me humility to learn. Give me peace to stop comparing. And give me discipline to finish. Then seal it. I decide, and I obey. Because obedience is what turns faith into results, and results turn dreams into reality. Now I want to address a painful truth. Many people sabotage their finances because they try to manifest money while keeping the same identity. Identity is the operating system. If your identity is I start and stop, your results will start and stop. If your identity is I panic, your money will panic. If your identity is I avoid, your bills will grow. But if your identity becomes I finish, I manage, I execute, your life begins to obey. That is why I decide is powerful. It is an identity word. It changes how you speak, how you stand, how you choose. So here is a simple identity reset you can do tonight. Say, I decide to be consistent. I decide to be wise. I decide to be disciplined. I decide to be trustworthy. Do not say it like a show, say it like a contract. Now let us talk about wisdom, because financial success without wisdom becomes stress. Wisdom is the ability to say no to shiny distractions. Wisdom is the ability to detect traps. Wisdom is choosing the slow road that actually works. The world is full of shortcuts that look like doors, but they are decked with a smile. If you want prosperity, decide to build skills, relationships, and reputation. These are assets that do not disappear. Also decide to protect your attention. Attention is the currency of achievement. If you spend your attention on gossip, comparison, and chaos, you will feel busy and still stay broke. But if you invest your attention in learning, producing, selling, and serving, your income grows. Here is a practical principle. Protect one sacred hour a day. 1 hour where you create value. No multitasking, no scrolling, just focus. Your future is built in focused hours, not in chaotic days. Another principle. Finish small. Many people wait for a big breakthrough, but breakthroughs are built from small completions. One finished task is a brick. One finished week is a wall. One finished month is a foundation. So if you feel overwhelmed, return to the smallest step. Ask, what is the next right thing? Then do it. That is wisdom. That is faithfulness. Now let me speak to your heart with Scripture. Matthew 6 teaches not to live in anxiety, because anxiety cannot add 1 hour to your life. Anxiety steals hours. Peace multiplies hours. Peace makes you productive. Peace makes you smart. Peace makes you consistent. So tonight, release anxiety. You are not behind. You are being trained. God can lift you fast when you become faithful. And here is another truth. Generosity protects prosperity. When your heart is open, money becomes a tool, not a master. You do not have to give what you do not have, but you can decide to be generous in spirit, in service, in respect, in kindness. God honors a clean heart. Now I want to give you a money habit that fits the word I decide. Before you spend, pause for one breath and ask, is this necessary or is this relief? That one breath will save you more money than many budgets. And before you sign up for anything, ask, will this return value in my life? Not hype, value. Another habit, keep your environment clean. A messy space creates a messy mind. A messy mind creates messy choices. So decide to reset one small corner each night. One corner. It signals leadership. It signals dignity. It signals, I am building. Now imagine your financial future as a house. You do not build a house by thinking about bricks. You build by placing bricks every day. With patience, with alignment. That is why Hill emphasized persistence. Persistence is quiet power. It is not loud. It is steady. So I am asking you for one thing. Become the person who keeps your word to yourself. If you miss a day, return the next day. Do not label yourself as a failure. Label yourself as a builder. Builders return. Tonight, as you close your eyes, say your sentence once more. I decide to prosper with wisdom. Then choose tomorrow's first action. Prepare one small thing to make it easy. Put the notebook on the table. Lay out your clothes. Open the file. Set the plan. And when you wake up, do not wait to feel ready. Start. 7 minutes. Then continue. You will feel strength after you move. This is how reality is created. This is how financial success becomes normal. Decision, faith, action, repetition. Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. Proverbs 16:3. Ask God for wisdom, and he will give it. James 1:5. Then act like a person who believes. A calm, disciplined person, a person who finishes. That is the secret that nobody wants to hear, because it works. Comment, I decide and I prosper. At the end, share this with 7 people you feel in your heart need this message and deserve to prosper in life. God guides you, and your faithfulness opens doors. Starting tonight, choose peace and decide. Now,